Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Capricorn May 23, 2022. The moon spends the day in your solar 10th house, and you're prioritizing your responsibilities and goals. You can be eager to take on an ambitious project or take care of business, but watch for overreaching. Also today, Mercury begins its transit of your partnership sector. You'll be in great shape for healthier communication and negotiations. You're more likely to consult with others, discuss ideas and plans, and seek feedback in the weeks ahead. You gravitate to people who stimulate your thinking or offer you a different perspective. It can be a wonderful time for a collaboration of sorts. Your savvy planetary ruler, Mercury, makes its annual debut in Pisces today, bringing clarity and momentum to your committed 7th house of agreements, compromise, and significant others. Despite your brilliant communication skills, your celestial ruler, Mercury, is at its detriment when transiting through the sign of Pisces. Meaning, instead of communicating directly and practically, you're more prone to sending your love mixed signals at this time. Meanwhile, upon the moon's shift into Aquarius, your 10th house of authority, you're being encouraged to take the initiative, so don't be afraid to test the waters at this time. How can you navigate your working relationships and obligations differently? Throughout the last few weeks, Mercury in Aquarius brought up unique conversations in the workplace. But some of these conversations may need a more compassionate touch, which Mercury in Pisces can do. Now in your opposite sign, Mercury will give you a more idealistic perception of your professional commitments. You are encouraged to lean into your opposite sign's mind, to speak and navigate negotiations like a Pisces. So, have hope that everything will work out, but remain somewhat grounded in reality. Where the moon's return to your financial sector late last week was a chance to fuel your financial instincts and imagination and has left behind a sense of anticipation, it is helping to energize the other side of the financial fence today. While the moon won't return to your income sector until next week, positive energy on the job and career fronts today is linked to income potential ahead. Be careful not to let your dissatisfaction with yourself hurt others or create enemies. Your friends and family have to be very patient with you. If you go too far, your relationships will suffer a great deal. Try to see it from their point of view instead of just your own. Something big and powerful and intense washes over you when you're chatting with someone you know pretty well. Both of you can feel it, but you won't be sure what to do about it for a while. You appreciate being liked and even more being admired. However, you don't have much say in how you're perceived. You can only behave in a natural way, which is often simply a question of your smile and laugh, the extent of your interest shown towards others, your individual taste, and how your day goes. The world depends on you to give a daily dose of understanding and acceptance. All too often you feel underappreciated and not recognized for the love you give. Maybe it's time to set some limits and turn that accepting love back towards yourself instead of giving it to the ungrateful. The problem is you don't find that to be easy. Hint: start with your diet. Are you giving yourself the best and freshest food possible? Are you getting enough vitamins and minerals? Are you drinking plenty of water? Turning the focus onto your own needs will help you sustain your giving nature. Take care that your generosity and loyalty toward a family member doesn't cost you too much in the long run. You may feel as though you don't have a choice when it comes to fulfilling requests from someone in your family, but this isn't really the case. You always have the choice. If there is something you just aren't comfortable with, the essence of this day can give you the extra courage you need to take a stand. A day after the moon left a playful and the sun an adventurous part of your chart, they are both more focused on your professional game today. Just having the moon in your work sector during the sun's first and Mercury's last full day in your career sector is an advantage, but it has created a sudden shift. This might mean you are more likely to have your work and professional hats on over the weekend, but away from the noise of the working week. This can make it easier to pick up on the wealth of information and insight this is giving you access to. Thanks to the romantically charged lunar vibes of the last few days, this has created a mix of romance, adventure and nostalgia that is likely to linger, and especially over the weekend. This comes just as Mars is spending his last weekend in your relationship sector, with the Moon's return tomorrow a chance to become more emotionally engaged during his final days here. Our eyes in the sky. The Pisces Moon links up with wild card Uranus this morning, which can start the day with a jolt of energy. Your emotions might not be the most predictable right now, so take some time to do a grounding meditation or stretch before you continue with the day. Luckily, the energy here doesn't meet with much conflict, so any surprises that land in your lap are likely to be good ones. Unfortunately, we begin to see some cosmic conflict as the morning continues to unfold. Aspects could make us feel as though our emotions are being repressed, and staying on top of your typical routine could prove to be difficult. If you're having difficulty with time management, remember to be gentle and patient with both yourself and others. You might also find that people are more standoffish now, but it's important that you not take this personally. It likely has nothing to do with you. Watch out for emotional spending right now as well, and don't blow your budget if you find yourself perusing your favorite retail websites. Luckily, the energy is much more easygoing as evening rolls in. You have an opportunity to relax and release any stress or tension that occurred during the day. In the morning, the Pisces Moon sextiles Jupiter in Pisces, an influence of harmony and good cheer. Our chief need is to experience comfort and to comfort others, making this an ideal time to gather with friends. We can additionally smooth over conflicts with coworkers and bosses, as long as we are not on deadlines that require us to move very fast. In money or relationships, we may be on the receiving end of a lucky break. This inspires us to give back, offering others a helping hand or lending support to a charitable project. Creative and spiritual activities, as well as getting out into nature, are also encouraged now. Later in the morning, the Moon sextiles the Pisces Sun, continuing the day's good vibes. All seems right with the world. The stars are aligned. Everything is working in our favor. Matters fall into place with less resistance. In fact, this is the message of this transit. We achieve more when we get out of our own way and let the universe do its thing. Friendships act as confidence boosters, facilitating this low-pressure energy. Loved ones support us for showing up and striving to be our most open-hearted, compassionate, and creative selves. This influence engenders intimacy, helping us to feel safe expressing our unorthodox opinions, unpopular beliefs, or rebellious inclinations with those who stimulate us intellectually and romantically. Venus in Gemini enjoys variety and diversity, and the people we connect with now won't be scared away by our weirdness, those qualities we tend to hold back or hide from public view due to our fear of censure. Subsequently, we feel gratified that we can be our truest selves. This is an ideal transit for parties or social gatherings, meetings of the mind that result in meetings of the heart.